Lake Martin, it's about 17 past the hour here with Doug Roberts and Ann Rye and Jacob Meacham. Did I get it right?
That's
All right, but I'm learning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And his job description is widespread. It's huge.
It is pretty widespread.
There's other things you wanted to tell us that he's going to actually be
right. We
overseeing.
Part of our Future Is Now, the 5-year strategic plan the Chamber wrote, or the community wrote, I should say. It's our program of work, but the community helped us write it. Will be for a pretty aggressive political agenda. Not so much maybe in races and taking sides of that nature. That's pretty much it. If we ever do that, that's a poll of our membership. And our membership has asked us to take a stance in that direction and support a candidate. So that's not really what we're talking about. We're talking about his position will be advocating and looking for opportunities for policy change that can be advantageous to our community. So having a voice in Montgomery, being putting together legislative agenda, working with BCA to advocate for that with our state Senate and House representatives. So trying to work, there's a lot of public and private partnerships that happen in development today, and a lot of those require legislative action. One of what's going on in Gulf Shores with the conference center that's being built there, that requires legislative action. So learning what you can do by making partnerships with your political partners is a big world. I mean, it could be a full-time job. But then there's other things that can just benefit us right here locally at home that are smaller ideas but crucial ideas, like a business-friendly package. When we have so many people that come here, really we do. A lot of people come here that want to start a business. And they get frustrated in the process. We have some local business people that are working toward expansion and growing their business. Either they need to build a bigger location, their business has grown. That's a great position to be in, but through the process, they get frustrated because in some ways, and nobody's fault, it takes time and it takes a person to sit down and put the effort and the time and the work into putting together a business-friendly package. And we can convene those meetings and put the people together that can make that process smooth.
And I want to comment to that because I came here 10 years ago and started a business here, came into a community I was unfamiliar with at a certain level, but I understood the dynamics of a smaller community because I came from a smaller community. And something like a business package, startup package, where you have someone to sort of say, okay, you need to talk to this person about your business license, this person about your expansion for your building, the building inspection, the fire
checklist.
Things people don't think about when you
kind of a checklist and all your contacts.
It would have been a very now I sort of stumbled through all that on my own. And fortunately, everyone was extremely hospitable and helpful and, pointed us in the right direction. We bumped our foreheads into a few walls on the way, but we figured out what we needed to do.
And I don't think it's ever our city's intention to make it difficult for anyone. It's just that there's
a lot of steps.
There's a lot of steps. There's some things that are assumed. When you're communicating that verbally, you can forget things. You can forget to tell somebody something, and then that starts a bad relationship with a business person when when you're going into business, you want to be excited. You want to be, completely positive about delivering whatever product it is to your community. Being in business is hard. It takes a lot of commitment. So to complicate that process by feeling like at some point you're going to get a fine or a ticket or you didn't do something right, and the scolding process feels bad, and we don't want to do that to our business people. We want to make it easy for them. And so another part of that is when someone's doing an expansion or they're starting a new business here, there are a lot of requirements just by state law that you have to have certain diagram. If you're building a building, you've got to have those architectural designs stamped, not just the overall general building layout, but the electrical drawing and everything that goes down to every detail. And that is not our city being difficult. That is our city complying with state law. And so when a business person is getting ready to take on a new expansion, they've got to work all that cost into their front number. You can't start the process and get your lot graded and then be told, okay, now your next step is go get an architect for this. That could be a $20,000 process. And so it's really important that when a business person is putting together a business plan, They know everything from A to Z, getting their door open, and they're prepared for that.
Let me tell you what you can never overlook. Don't forget about fire extinguishers. I'm just saying.
All that.
Got to make sure you have them and put them in the right spot.
Absolutely,
Fire
absolutely.
extinguishers.
Yeah, I know.
There's just a lot of.
I know where all mine are.
There's a lot of expenses, and then I think sometimes we tend to advocate more for small businesses and entrepreneurs, whereas EDA works with a lot of industry. So I think sometimes our small business community doesn't realize what legally we can do to assist small businesses or even business expansion. Sometimes I'll hear from our local business people, they're getting ready to invest X amount of dollars into our community. They're going to be paying more property tax on that business. They're probably going to be employing a few more people. Why can't the city incentivize that? Well, there's legal reasons for that, whereas industry by the state and the state legislation, there's other opportunities for them to abate taxes or to have a little bit more assistance. But our city government by law cannot go out and remove trees off property to help you. They would love to, but legally they can't do that.
Right.
Whereas they can do a lot of things for industry. And sometimes in the small business arena, it's a perception that they're not being helped as much. And so what we really encourage, it's funny, you'll learn this along the way, that a lot of people think the Chamber of Commerce is government, that we work for the city. We do not. We are a nonprofit. We work for the business community. Our job is to advocate for business opportunity for business. If we see something that is a roadblock that is limiting the opportunity that our business people can have here locally and making unfair advantage for a surrounding community, then we need to get involved. We need to make the playing field level so that we can compete and have the same opportunity that our surrounding counties or communities do. So if you ever run across that as a small business person or a medium size, if you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter the size, I guess, but we advocate for that with the city. We're a great place to make a partnership. It's a great reason to be a member of the chamber as a business person, but we don't make the rules. We advocate for your opportunities, but we don't make the rules and the governmental rules. And honestly, our city likely is only enforcing what the state has handed down as legislation, what
For
they
certain
can
things,
and can't
yeah.
do for
Right,
certain things.
right.
Well, as I said, we're glad to have you in this position and look forward to learning a lot from you. But I can already tell you, you're going to learn a lot from this lady. She's going to be a
I already
great
told him I
teacher.
talked too much,
No,
Cody.
no, I told her the story of your first time on the show. She's like, I can't talk for an hour, but we did, didn't we?
Every single time.
We made it through.
And then some.
Yeah, for now, though, we're going to take a break. It's about time to hear from our sponsors, and we'll do that right now. This is Good Morning Lake Martin.